Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will demonstrate hacking using BEeF framework against the target's browser. The method is called man in the browser hacking. Now, what is BEeF? BEeF stands for Browser Exploitation Framework, which is a tool that leverages attack methods executed on the client side to evaluate the security of the targeted system. In the process of BEeF hacking, you know, one or more web browsers are hooked and utilized to initiate command modules that can exploit the targeted system within the browser context. Now, uh, we have different type of browser. So basically, and each browser operates in its own context, security, you know. So the attack vectors against these different type of browser may vary, from one to another one. So right now, the first step we need to do in order to get it up and working, you must install SQLite. Okay. apt-get install SQLite 3. Now, it's already installed and has the latest and the newest version. The reason behind this because I usually update my Kali Linux. Now, the next step here is that I need to install Ruby. Now, Ruby and SQLite are needed to get the BEeF framework working. apt-get install Ruby full. Okay. Now, Ruby, by the way, is a general purpose language that can be used for a wide range of applications, including web development, scripting, automation, and data analysis. And SQLite is a C language library that implements a small, fast, self-contained, high reliability and full feature SQL database engine. So we're done with the two software installation. Now, next step here, the BEeF, by the way, is not installed by default in Kali Linux. So we need to install it. BEeF-XSS. Now, install. Just give it a few minutes. Okay, so the installation is finished. Now it's time to start the BEeF. Now, by default, the username and the password is BEeF. Now I have to put the new one. Okay, I'm going to use the same password I used for Kali. Now, there are a couple of things that are very important here I want to point out. The first one right here. Okay. Now, you see that the web UI over here, this link is used to access the BEeF hacking framework user panel. That's where you could run several modules and so on. The other one here is called the hook, okay? And this basically the JavaScript that you need to insert into the vulnerable website to hook your, the victim's browser into the BEeF hacking framework, which you can access it through the panel right here. And this is just an example. This is the script that you need to insert it inside, the web server. You just have to replace it with the IP address of your, the attacking system. Okay, now let's start it. Open the link. Type BEeF 2, which is the password. Don't save it. Now, here you could see there is online and offline browsers. This section shows the victim's hooked status. I mean, uh, okay. Now the setup I have over here, there will be, in my local home network, and it will be targeting another machines. Now, anyway, so the BEeF hook act as a CC between the target and the attacker, and the CNC is the command and control. In fact, the BEeF framework is extremely powerful tool, and it can gather a lot of information about the target. Now, once BEeF has hooked, a target browser, it allows you to execute additional commands and modules against the target machine. Now, uh, next step here right now, okay, I'm going to demonstrate the setup and how can you launch a successful attack against the browser. Now, let's talk about hooking the target web browser. To successfully attack a browser, we must add the BEeF hook, which is the JavaScript to the web page that the victim will visit. Obviously there are many, many, many methods of delivering the JavaScript payload. Okay, but the main thing that you need to add the hook script into the web server. Now let me show you what I've done for the sake of the demo. Now here, this is the default index.html for the web server in Kali Linux. Okay, this is the one I created. So let me show you the content. Okay, you could see here just a very simple HTML file. This is the JavaScript right here. Okay, and just the title. Okay, so anyway, show you the default one. This is the default page. Okay, so just in case if the Apache did not work, simply just type service Apache 2 start. Now, okay, in the back here, I have Windows 11 ARM. So I'm gonna start Google Chrome. I'm gonna type this address for the server. Now you could see here that the BEeF hacking hook has been established on the target browser, enabling us to perform various actions within the BEeF hacking framework to gather, crucial information from the target browser. So let's go back to the Kali. Here's the control panel. Now, just a quick overview about the main things here. When you click here, you will get tabs for details, which display information about the hooked browser after you run some command modules. The logs displays recent log entries related to particular hooked browser. The commands, this is the one we're gonna experiment certain things against the victim browser later on. Okay. Basically, most of the commands module consists of JavaScript code that is executed against the selected hooked browser. The command modules are able to perform any actions that can be achieved through the JavaScript. For example, they may be gather information about the hooked browser, manipulate DOM, or perform other type of activities. Now, when you click here, you will see each command module has a traffic light icon, which indicate the following. The green means that the command module works against the target and should be invisible to the user. Now, the orange, the command module works against the target, but may be visible to the user. The gray one, the command module is set to be verified against this target. The red does not work against this target. Now, again, there's also another options here. The XSS race tab allows the user to check if the links, forms, or URL path of the page, for the browser is hooked, is vulnerable to XSS. Now, proxy to submit arbitrary HTTP requests on the behalf of the hooked browser. Network allows you to interact with the host on the local network of the hooked browser, and some other things here. So, if you notice here, this is the IP address, okay? Double click. Let me just refresh it again. Okay, there you go. Now here you can see a bunch of details. Here you could see some information. The date stamp, okay, and browser name reported, okay. The platform, what plugins. Here is the host name IP address, okay. The port 80, okay. As you can see that the point 2 is referred to to the Apache server and in Kali Linux. Now what else here? Here you could see that the host name is Windows, which is the victim machine. Okay, Windows 10. Okay, and of course this is in a virtual machine environment. The logs that tells you that it's back online, and yes, it is online browser. It's not offline. Okay, the commands here we're gonna get to that's the proxy, and that's the XSS race I just told you, and this is the network. Now, the commands, that's the one we're going to focus on eventually and look into different attacks. So let's start with a simple one. It's called create alert dialog. Okay, I just click here, execute. There you go. See that one, right? It worked. So user is not aware of this. Okay, so let's try something else. Fake flash update. See here, I'm using a Chrome. The browser, we know it's a Chrome. So what I need to do, I just need to change the IP address right here. 192.168.92.2 for the attacking machine. And let's do it. Oh, install missing plugin. Okay, let's try again. See, says there's additional plugins are required to display. Let me show you this one here, for example. and here. See, here's another one. This website wants to run the following applet Java from blah 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 to continue. You must accept that. Okay. Last one I want to show you here. 2.168 dot 92.2 secure. Oops. You see, it says that an update to Adobe is available, which is not true. Okay. Let me show you something else also. Google phishing. Okay, okay, see that right now? This is social engineering. Now, we could also use social engineering skills also to steal some credentials. Point two. Okay. Execute. Oh, see now the user is faced with request. So I'm going to say user@gmail.com, password. Okay, let's go back to here and let's go to the logs. Okay, so here's the logs. You could see that input the password. Okay, so basically we captured the password. Okay, now there are many options to launch a successful attack. You know, the success depends on several factors such as user awareness, the complexity of the attack. You know, the success of man in the browser attack depends on an attacker's skill level and the attack complexity. You know, advanced attacks may be more successful than simpler attacks. You know, and also it makes it difficult to detect. Now, also the type of a website, the success depends on the type of a website being targeted. Some websites may be more vulnerable to these attacks than others, you know, especially those that require users to enter sensitive information, you know, like a login and some other information, as I showed you in the Google phishing tab. Also, the effectiveness of the security measures. The success of this attack really depends on the effectiveness of security measures put in place by the website and the user in their own browser configuration. So, what did we learn? So we learned that the BEeF hacking framework is a powerful tool that security experts can utilize to evaluate the safety of the web applications for end users. Also, you know, the hacker with appropriate skills can enhance the BEeF hacking framework's capabilities by modifying it to suit their needs. You know, like, for example, like the hacker can create a customized login page, you know, for any specific website or any website, and then the hacker just needs to modify the URL of the phishing pages to appear more genuine to the victims. So, as an internet user, we should avoid visiting potentially harmful and insecure websites to minimize the risk of this type of attacks. You know, finally, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you find it useful. If you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.